Hi guys, I'm Bayo, a children's book author and software engineer. In this video, I will be showing you how to create a read-along video for your children's book. I have repurposed my children's book, The Accent, into multiple formats which include print, ebook, audiobook, and a story-based game app. A read-along video is appealing because it provides specific benefits for my brand and even to readers of my book. To create a read-along video for the Accent storybook, the first thing that I have done is to organize my assets into folders on my PC. I have the audio clips in here. The male voiceover audio clips have me as the lead voiceover narrator, and that's what we'll use. There's also the title here. There's also the resized images. Because our video is going to be in HD, i.e. 1920 by 1080 pixels, I have resized the images to the exact size using Photoshop. Lastly, the other bits are the sound effects and the scripts. To create the video, I'll use a free software called DaVinci Resolve. You could also use iMovie or any video editing software of choice. DaVinci Resolve is a professional video editing software that combines editing, color correction, visual effects, motion graphics, and audio post-production all within one application. In a sense, you could think of it as combining the functionalities of Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere, and Adobe Audition. It's that powerful and has a free version. You can get the download link for DaVinci Resolve in the description. Now, with DaVinci Resolve already open, I'll create a new project and I'll call this the Accent Read-Along video. The first thing I'll do is create what's called bins to organize my assets. So I'll call this one Images. Open it and drag in all my resized image files. And then I'll create one for audios. And I'll drag in my audio files. I'll also drag in the title audio clip. Next, I'll navigate to the edit screen using this tab. I'll start by dragging in my audio clips to the timeline. This is because the length of the audio clip for each scene will determine how long the image will stay on the scene. So first, I'll drag in the title audio clip and then I'll drag in the others one page after the other. You can sample the audio clips if you want by double-clicking on it to play. The audio clips are named according to the page numbers, so it's easier to know the order in which to drag them into the timeline. One thing is, we need to be careful not to stretch any of the audio clips. Instead, we want to retain the actual length. And that's it. The next thing that we'll do is to drag in the images for each of the pages. Having dragged our audio clips into the timeline, we will now bring in our images. What we could also do is lock down the audio layer so that we don't mistakenly move or stretch any of the audio clips in our timeline. Now, let's start bringing in the images, starting with the cover page. So we drag in the cover page and then we also stretch it to match the length of the title audio clip. Do the same thing for page 1, drag in and stretch to match the length of the corresponding audio clip. You'll notice it tries to snap to the end of the audio clip when you stretch, so that's helpful. Repeat this process until the last image, which is the 20th page for the Accent story. With that done, We can do a quick test by playing it here. You'll notice that the transition is very abrupt, which is not what we want. So the next thing we'll do is to add in the transition effects. Now that we have the images and the audio clips in the timeline, we'll add transition effects between them so that the movement between the pages is a lot smoother or fluid. Right now, what we have is an abrupt transition from one scene or page to the other. To do that, switch to the Effects tab at the top, and you can preview the different options by mousing over them. Personally, I prefer this deep to color dissolve because it fades to black. To add it, you simply drag it in between the scene images, which is what we want for smooth transitions. I'll do that for a place in between each of the current and next scenes. So that's what we're doing here. Scroll, let's make sure we're not missing anyone, and do a similar thing here. It's not happening here. What we may want to do then is to check to make sure that the scenes join at the edge. So scroll down. It was failing to place the transition effect between the both of them, so I am going to undo the previous one. I'll drag the scenes to touch one another. Then I'll repeat the transition effect, and that should place it between both of the scene images. It's going to be a problem here also. So I'm going to unlock my audio layer for ease of dragging across both to close any gaps before adding the transition effect. Go all the way here, drag it in, drag them to touch one another, and then pull my effect in. Go all the way here also. Yes, we already have this gap now, so this one needs to extend to the end of this. Repeat the process for all adjoining scene images. Once done, check to ensure that we have the transition effects between each of the pages. In other words, make sure it's overlapping the pages from one to the other. Perfect! With the transition effects added, the next thing that we're going to do is to export our video in HD format. To do that, select the Deliver tab, which is the last one here. You can see different formats. I prefer the YouTube 1080 option, so I'll select it and give the file a name. The accent with a long video. The resolution of 1920 by 1080 matches the size of our resized images. I'll normalize the audio. Once that's done, pick a location for where you're going to save the file. I'll just save mine in videos. And when you're done, select Add to Render Queue. Next, select it and click Render All. It's rendering and you can see its progress. Mine shouldn't take more than a few minutes, but the pace at which it renders also depends on your machine. And that's it, done. So I'll go into my video folder here, bring it in, maximize that, and select the video so you can see. The accent. Caroline couldn't wait for her new... Perfect. In the next phase, We'll work on the text highlights using a different software. One of the features of a read-along video is its text highlights, which offers viewers the benefit of reading along. It's a lot of work trying to sync the audio and the text manually, so we'll use an automated approach. Introducing Descript. Descript is an all-in-one editor that makes editing as easy as a Word document. With Descript, you can record and edit videos among other things. For videos, it also does transcribing. When it comes to editing, instead of merely working with the timeline and cutting and trying to merge the other clips, you can simply edit the text like a Word document and it edits the corresponding video section. You can check it out using the link in the description. First, I'll create a new project in Descript, a video project, and I'll give it a name. Next, I'll upload the video file we exported from DaVinci Resolve in there. We'll wait for it to upload, after which it will transcribe the video. So it's almost done uploading the video, and when it's done uploading, you can see the transcript is already showing on screen. Yes, so that's the upload complete now. It's going to start transcribing now. So this is also going to run from 0 to 100%. With the transcript in place, what we can do is compare it with our original script or text to make sure the spellings and structures are right. This is because this script may not be 100% correct, so we'll have to double check things. I'll minimize this script so I can also place my original script at the top for ease of comparing both of them. The first thing I'll correct is this accent word in the title. I'll change the letter A to uppercase. And I'll click correct since it's just this one. Next, let's correct for the extra B in Miss Robbins. So I'll remove one B and click correct for all. We'll make a few more corrections before moving on. For hello, add the missing quotes. For funky, correct the spelling. For the highlights, we simply need to add captions. So I'll select captions, classic karaoke, select that one, and let's test this out. What we can also do is play around with the caption options by changing the colors and testing to see what it looks like. That's good. So when you're satisfied with this, what you can then do is just hit the publish button. So the resolution is maxed, that's good. I simply want to download it. So yes, I'll save it to my downloads folder. It will start rendering, and once done, start the download. Next, we'll test out the final published video, and that's it. So I'm now going to play the final file, which has now been exported. The accent. Caroline couldn't wait for her new classmate to arrive. Her teacher, Miss Robbins, had told the class all about her. She was from a faraway country, and today would be her first day in her new school. Miss Robbins encouraged them all to be nice to her. When she arrived, the new girl was asked to come to the front of the class to introduce herself. She walked up, looking very shy and nervous.
Hello,
She said,
I am Funke.
but she didn't speak in quite the same way that Caroline and Miss Robbins did. She sounded very funny. Some of the children giggled as Miss Robbins wrote Funke's name on the board. But they stopped when Miss Robbins glared at them. Caroline remembered how she was taught to sound out new words.
Funke.
Odd. Thank you for watching to the end. You may want to check out my book, The Accent, by following the links in the description. If you found this useful, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you and see you next time.